What's up, people? This your boy Either Real here, and welcome to the Afterthought. And no, this is just my thoughts after we're now going to be getting the Golden State Warriors, and we're going to be getting the Cleveland Cavaliers for a fourth in a row. And see, a lot of y'all need to understand what's going on right now. Like, these are the two best, well-coached, well-put-together, best roster teams in the last, 10 years, okay? Like, this is for this generation, this is the new Boston Celtics versus the LA Lakers. For real. This is the new rivalry. Just like the Celtics and the Lakers was in the 1980s, 1970s or 60s or whatnot. Even though back in 2008 and 2010, no, these two teams are the new rivalry right now. And like I said, the league is not rigged or scripted. It's just the best teams. They're defending champs. You see, in LeBron's case, you all know, man, the Eastern Conference is not that strong. It's getting better, don't get me wrong. Because like I said, the Celtics are definitely going to be the team. Even though they didn't win this year, you know what I'm saying, they were still missing Kyrie Irving. Kyrie Irving had the nose surgery. He had the same knee surgery. Going ahead from what you've seen, got injured. And yeah, he really got hurt, but no, Celtics is definitely in next year. But you know that they're a young team. The Celtics are a team that's they just getting together. Like I told y'all, I mean, the Celtics basically proved me wrong. They exceeded all expectations. Didn't nobody think they was gonna get as far as they did, but they made it through. They made a way possible. And before I continue, if I wonder why it's black right now, it's because I'm riding home. As you can see, you know what I'm saying, I'm on the freeway, I'm riding home. You know, I just got back from a very productive business meeting. Because I had to check up on, you know what I'm saying, some artists of mine, my business partner. Because I do a lot of work. You know, I do a lot of, I work and everything. You know, I not only do I work, but, I do a lot of, I do other stuff on the side. I got other business ventures. You know, I got other things that I do. You know, on the side just to make money. I'm also like a manager. You know, so I just get back from a meeting, you know what I'm saying, just going here to there, finding more ways to make money. Because I'm trying to get it like everybody else. You know, I'm not out here trying to fake. I'm out here trying to, you know what I'm saying, I'm out here trying to grind. So I'm out here trying to, perfect my craft. Well, I am a manager. You know what I'm saying? I do hip-hop, R&B, and all the other stuff. And pretty soon y'all gonna see some videos because my channel's gonna be different in a little bit. So it won't always be the same. I won't always be talking about the same stuff. It's gonna be some other stuff I've been posting as far as music is concerned. But that's a topic for another day. But anyways, as I continue right now, the reason why that, you know what I'm saying, that LeBron is in there because there's not too many teams that's built enough to beat the Cavaliers. The Raptors had their chance. I feel, you know what I'm saying, Toronto had their chance already, but they failed. You know, Toronto is just, like I told you, Dwayne Casey, he had to be fired from what I told y'all. Dwayne Casey is not that good of a coach at all. You don't go from rebuilding a team entirely, investing in DeRozan and Lowry, y'all finally the first seed. Because first of all, this was the first season where Toronto's actually a first seed. For those that's been watching the Raptors since '95, been in the league, as long as I've been watching the league, the Raptors have never been a first seed at all. From Vince Carter to when Chris Bosh was there, they're never going into the season as the regular season as a first seed. So that was a first. Everybody thought the Raptors was going to do something, but anytime you keep losing to LeBron James, you lose to the same teams every single year, and you don't at least get to the Eastern Conference Finals and win, there's a problem right there. And Dwayne Casey has been there for 8 seasons, since 2011, okay? He's been there ever since LeBron left, went to the Miami Heat, and then came back. Okay, he's been there for far enough. So I don't want y'all to look at this being a race thing, because it's really not. It's not a racial thing, but he's been there for far too long, and he haven't got nowhere. The Raptors still at Roblox. So that's another reason why LeBron James was able to win. The other thing is too is that the Portland, the Indiana Pacers, the Boston Celtics, they're getting better. Okay, they're still improving. The Philadelphia 76ers are still improving. So the East is definitely getting better. You got Oladipo, you got Jason Tatum, okay? You got Jaylen Brown, Ben Simmons, Joel Embiid, Giannis, okay? There's definitely going to be some more players, you know what I'm saying? There's definitely going to be some guys in the East pretty soon that's going to be basically, you know what I'm saying, competing for a championship, but this just ain't the year. This ain't the time. And furthermore, LeBron is trying to, you know what I'm saying, beat Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant's record. So y'all understand why LeBron James playing so well is because he trains all season with Navy SEALs. Yes, I said it. And you can research this. LeBron's trainer is a guy who's been in the military for over 10 years, okay? I can't remember his name right now. So I don't forgot his name. Somebody told me, but y'all can research that. He trains with Navy SEAL. His trainer is a Navy SEAL, an Army veteran. This is why LeBron is in such great shape. This is why LeBron can stay in all 48 minutes and not come off the court. See, that's something that James Harden can't do, and I'm about to get to him in just a few minutes. Because I'm kind of mad at Houston. Because a lot of y'all seen from my videos, I'm a Clipper fan. You know, I don't like Golden State no way. You know, so I'm not cheering for Golden State. I don't like how Durant went over there the way he did, but I mean, that was Durant's decision. You know, he has the freedom to choose where he wants to play for. Okay, I mean, I feel he could have did it with OKC with Westbrook, but it is what it is. That's in the past already. But anyways, yeah, LeBron, in the case of Cleveland right now, like I said, Tyronn Lue is a proven coach already, and he's beaten the Golden State Warriors before. This man has coached his team to now 4 NBA Finals in a row. This is why Tyronn Lue will always have a job. And I must admit, man, this was a rough season for Ty Lue because he was, you know, going through, you know what I'm saying, like health problems and everything. And then they went through a roller coaster this season, even with that roster. Because I must admit, man, Dwayne Wade is just too old, man. Dwayne Wade is just, he has a lot of wear and tear on his body. He has a lot of mileage. Dwayne Wade, to me, is at the end of his career. I'm gonna be honest, man. Like, Dwayne Wade has been playing since 2003, 2004. Okay, like Dwayne Wade has seen his better days in the league. Like, the last of Wade was when the Miami Heat lost to the San Antonio Spurs in 2014. That was the last good year of Wade. Because even 2015, he started declining. Like, the Heat didn't even make the playoffs the following year. And that's before Chris Paul had problems with the blood clots. So Wade see this last year, so he wasn't going to help LeBron at all too much. Derrick Rose, once again, injury prone. He's another player that's getting ready to retire. And it's sad because Derrick Rose still got a lot of time left. Like, Rose, I feel, is only like, he's not even 31 yet. The man is barely like 29. Or barely, like, yeah, he's only 20, he's barely 30. He's not even 33, 32 yet. He's not even 35, 36, and already he's looking like an old man out there with his injuries. And as you can see, he was no help to the Minnesota Timberwolves at all. And I understand they got Jeff Teague, and Jeff Teague, his hands have been the same since. But, you know what I'm saying, like, Derrick Rose, his problem is them knees, man. Like, he can't play basketball too much for no more. It's just sad. So yeah, the Cavs had Derrick Rose, that failed. And see, the problem with the Cavs trading for Isaiah Thomas is that he had knee surgery. Okay, this is what messed Isaiah Thomas up big time, was that these knee surgeries he had. Okay, Isaiah Thomas was not 100% where they even got him. So that was the problem right there. Like, if Isaiah Thomas was healthy, had he never, you know what I'm saying, gotten them injuries he suffered with the Celtics, and if he was ready to go, you know what I'm saying, game one, for the first game of the season, the Cavaliers probably would be better off right now. Because Isaiah Thomas is a way better point guard than George Hill. And I'm going to give Isaiah Thomas that just due. His just credit right there. Like, Isaiah Thomas compared to George Hill is a way more exciting guard. And yeah, Isaiah Thomas is a little man. I understand that he represents for the little guys like Nate Robinson was, but still, Isaiah Thomas was averaging 27, 28 points. Way more than what George Hill averages. I told y'all, that's George Hill's only problem, man. He's not a scoring point guard like that. He's not a guard that's going to give you 27 to 30 a game like most other point guards, like a Chris Paul, like a Kyrie Irving, a Russell Westbrook, a John Wall, a Steph Curry, and so forth. That's George Hill's only problem. Like, the only real reason why LeBron James was able to beat the Celtics is because of George Hill gave him 20 points. But the problem with that is George Hill is not that consistent on every night. So that's the problem, man. George Hill has to be doing a lot more, especially for his size. Since George Hill does have the abilities to be an inside scorer, he can do a lot more for you, for your team. But it's like the problem with him is just like his shooting is just off. Like his skill set ain't what it should be. But no, man, like the Cavaliers, like I say again, it's just it's LeBron James, best player in the world, man. Like it's hands down. He's basically proved himself better than Kobe. The only thing Kobe got over LeBron is the championships. That's it. Championships, and then he's a slightly better shooter. But other than that, man, LeBron leads the league in too many categories. So for those that want to put the argument that Kobe's better than LeBron, get out of here. I will no longer believe you at all. Like LeBron is clearly the better player, hands down. Okay, so we gonna get that argument out of the way now. But as for the Golden State Warriors, okay, now the Rockets lost to a Warriors team that did not have Iguodala. I did not see JaVale McGee or Zaza Pachulia at all. They had no excuses at all. I don't know why the hell they lost, but 50% of this is on James Harden, the other half on Mike D'Antoni. Now, I told y'all in my other videos about Mike D'Antoni numerous times. Mike D'Antoni does not have no defense at all. His defense of strategies is suspect. And you've seen this. Mike D'Antoni is not a vocal enough coach that's going to set his players down and going to tell them no, that they need to be doing something else. Now, y'all see how Steve Kerr sat Kevin Durant down in Game 6 on the third quarter. He did that because Kevin Durant was messing the game up, okay? Just lobbing up shots, not playing to how he's supposed to. He sat Kevin Durant down and he allowed Klay Thompson, Steph, and Draymond to basically make a comeback. Because those three are used to playing with each other without Durant. They gel good even without Durant. So Steve Kerr is a coach that'll set his team down, or tell them no, and change the lineup immediately. D'Antoni, no. I told y'all that, man. Like D'Antoni, this is the reason why D'Antoni could never reach the NBA Finals when he had Steve Nash. And Steve Nash was a two-time league MVP, literally. The Suns had a squad, but they could never beat Dallas. They could never beat San Antonio, or they could never beat the Lakers because of Mike D'Antoni. And then on top of that, if you James Harden, okay, I understand Chris Paul is hurt. I'm going to get to him in a little bit. But if you James Harden, man, he's finna give you the MVP. You got to find some kind of way in this series already, man. This is the second two times now they had Golden State down like 20-something points. You got to keep them down. You can't allow them to come back. See, the problem with Harden, man, Harden want to keep doing the same thing over and over again and expect it to work. It doesn't work like that. Harden want to keep doing that step back three. He wants to keep doing the jumpers. That shit's not going to work, man, at all. I told y'all that, man. In basketball, in the NBA playoffs, you got to constantly switch it up. You can't keep being, you know what I'm saying? Like, you can't keep being basically, how should I say this, man? In Harden's case, like, he's too predictable. He keep trying to do the step back three, keep trying to, you know what I'm saying, flop. It's not going to work in the playoffs at all. And plus, you got no excuses. Because you look at the other league MVPs, man. Chris Paul, okay, if this was not even Chris Paul, Kobe Bryant. Because, yeah, Chris Paul is hurt, but even if this was Kobe Bryant with that exact same team, Kobe Bryant, excuse me. You know what I'm saying? Kobe Bryant with a Shannon Brown, a Vujacic, a Paul Gasol, a Lamar Odom, they would have ended this team. They would have ended it already. They would have ended in Game 6. If this was Jason Kidd, Tony Parker, Russell Westbrook, okay? All players that came out the West that got to the finals before, they would have ended it already. They would have beaten the Rockets in Game 7, especially if it's at your house. So that's James Harden's problem. Now y'all see what I've been telling y'all in the beginning of the season. Future Sports, shouts out to Future Sports. I told him this, man. He think I was just talking trash about Harden. I'm like, no. No, James Harden is just not that guy, okay? He can't be dependent on to lead you to an NBA Finals. He's just not as good as we thought he was. He just ain't, man. It's just, to me, man, LeBron James should be the league MVP. I'm just going to be honest. Because LeBron James didn't have half the talent James Harden has. The Rockets have way more talent, a way better team than the Cavaliers by far. Matter of fact, if the Rockets would play the Cleveland Cavaliers in the finals, the Rockets would win that game. There's no doubt in my mind. The Rockets would beat the Cleveland Cavaliers. But no, it's just like, man, Harden, you finally got all this talent. You got Trevor Ariza. Not only do you have Trevor Ariza and Clint Capella, you got Gerald. You got Gerald Green. You got Eric Gordon come off the bench. You got PJ Tucker that's played well. Okay, you got all these pieces, man. You got ISO Joe. You got all these guys you could be using, man. You don't pass the ball, and then that's another thing. James Harden takes up way too much time in the play clock. Okay, he take all day dribbling. And the Rockets were 7 for 44 in the last game. That's just not going to win no championship. That's not going to cut it, man. Especially against a three-point shooting team like Golden State. So I told you, man, this is why the Rockets could not beat the Golden State Warriors. Because of the coaching, Mike D'Antoni, and then James Harden, not that guy. He just ain't. Because you had an even playing field. Golden State did not have Iguodala. Okay? McCall was hurt all this time. I didn't see JaVale McGee or Zaza Pachulia at all. And see, why wasn't you using Ryan Anderson or Clint Capella? I still don't understand that. Like, that baffles me. That just does not understand it, man. Mike D'Antoni are clear, man. He keep trying to run the same thing he was running all these other years. It just does not work. Okay, so if y'all wondering why Mike D'Antoni has been fired like he did and going from team to team, now you know why. And see, if the Rockets don't go to another, don't ever get to the finals anytime soon, now you know why. And as for Chris Paul, now, if y'all see my earlier video I did before the season started in the summertime when Chris Paul went to the Rockets, I told y'all this. The reason why Chris Paul could never get the Clippers to the NBA Finals because his injuries was a problem. Chris Paul is injured. He's always injured at the wrong time, if you notice. Okay? Chris Paul has always been injured. It's always the hamstring is either his knee or whatever, a broken finger, whatever. Man, Chris Paul is always injured when his team needs him, okay? He is another player like Dwayne Wade that's starting to show a lot of wear and tear in his body. Chris Paul already has a whole lot of mileage. And I knew this was going to I kind of had a feeling this was going to happen. I told y'all this. What's going to come down to Chris Paul and the Rockets not going anywhere is Chris Paul if he gets injured or if he doesn't mesh well with James Harden. I told y'all that was going to be the main two factors that are going to keep Chris Paul from going to the finals with the Rockets. And sure enough, you've seen that. Where's Chris Paul in Game 7? Injured. Game 6, hurt. Why? Because he's injured. And I had a feeling that if he gets hurt in Game 6, he wasn't going to be able to play in Game 7. And sure enough, that happened. But now y'all understand. Now for you Rockets fans, you see why the Clippers had the problems they had because of injuries. And yeah, it didn't help that Blake Griffin was injured too. Okay? But yeah, Blake Griffin had a history of injuries too, but not like Chris Paul. So y'all got to understand this. Chris Paul has had injuries ever since he was with the Hornets. Remember in 2010, the Hornets didn't make the playoffs because Chris Paul was injured out the whole season. I think with an ACL injury. Or it might have been the hamstring. It might have been one of them. But Chris Paul had injuries with the Hornets. And then with the Clippers, he's had seasons where he's out, missing like 3 or 4 months. And remember, even before the season started, Chris Paul had injuries after preseason. Chris Paul missed at least 4 months of NBA season. He missed October, November, December, and January. Chris Paul didn't come back till like early February. Okay, so y'all gotta understand this, man. Like, Chris Paul's injuries has always been a problem for him. And that just shows you his age. Yeah, he's 33 years old because him and LeBron are around the same age, but the man is starting to really slow down. Big time. Like, he's just not that guy. This is why Chris Paul left the Clippers and went to the Rockets because he needs Harden. He needs that other all-star player because he can't do it by himself. Okay? Doc Rivers tried to give Chris Paul a chance to lead and do it by himself. He could not do that. But the Clippers obviously ain't losing no sleep. Jerry West, was happy, ain't losing no sleep at all. Jerry West was more than happy to trade Chris Paul because he knew it was time to break that team up anyway. The Clippers, like I said, our time is coming. They gonna get to a championship. I'm not worried about them. But as far as the Rockets, yeah, this was a total disappointment. No, James Harden, you got no excuses at all. And if James Harden don't get the MVP, y'all know why. They might give it to LeBron James just because. LeBron James is in his 8 NBA Finals in a row. LeBron has proved that he could carry a weaker team. Because think about it. The teams LeBron faced were all better than the Cleveland Cavaliers. The Indiana Pacers, okay? Forced a Game 7. They were technically better. And just Victor Oladipo, needs to make better decisions with the basketball. He's another one went 12 for like 50 something attempts. Or it might have been 30 or 40. That's not going to get it done, okay? But still, Portland, you know what I'm saying, the Indiana Pacers were a better team. Boston Celtics by far better team than the Cleveland Cavaliers. Matter of fact, most people could say it could be an argument if Kyrie Irving never got injured, the Celtics would have already beaten the Cleveland Cavaliers, almost would have swept them. I believe that. If Kyrie Irving was playing right now, he never got hurt, or if he would have did what Steph Curry did, had his knee surgery, and then came back during the at least for game 2 or game 3. Oh yeah, the Celtics would have ended this in game 5 or at least game 6. Cleveland would not have been able to make a comeback like they did. If you would have had Kyrie Irving, Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown, Marcus Morris, and Al Horford on the same court together. Because they didn't even need Gordon Hayward. Jason Tatum proved they didn't need Hayward at all. Okay? He proved to be just that good of a draft pick. And next year, Jason Tatum might be your starter. I'm gonna be honest, man. Gordon Hayward, he's gonna be on the bench for a while until they can warm him back up again. I don't expect Gordon Hayward to be a starter with his injuries. But no, like Kyrie Irving, no doubt in my mind, if he was not injured right now, they would have beaten the Cavaliers. They would have already ended it in like game 6 and been on their way to the finals now, waiting for Golden State. So that's just what it is. But look, you think about it. So they was better than them. Even the Toronto Raptors, okay, they were first seed. Toronto Raptors, no doubt in my mind, was a better team. It's just Dwayne Casey's coaching just ain't up to par. Like D'Antoni, Dwayne Casey has a problem with changing up his strategy. He gets clues, man. It's like you can't stop one dude. And I'm be honest, man. Toronto showed no intensity at all. They showed no integrity at all. They showed no heart against LeBron James. They act like these guys could not guard him. That is a serious problem. If you DeMar DeRozan and Serge Ibaka, man, y'all should know better. Especially Ibaka. Ibaka been to the finals already. Still, this guy couldn't nobody slow down LeBron. That was just bad. That's sad. But this is the reason why they're not in the finals. So that's just it, man. I feel LeBron should be the league MVP. I'm serious, man. If James Harden don't get the league MVP, now y'all understand it. He's just not that guy. And James Harden has had at least like 4 opportunities the last 3 or 4 years to be the MVP, to try to show he could get his team to the finals. He just couldn't. He's had Dwight Howard and couldn't get to the finals. And that wasn't even a bad team. Think about it, man. With James Harden, Dwight Howard, Trevor Ariza, Josh Smith, Patrick Beverly, that wasn't a bad squad at all. It just wasn't. They had help. But it's just James Harden couldn't beat the Warriors. He couldn't outplay Steph Curry. He couldn't outperform him at all. Steph Curry just made smarter decisions than Harden in that playoff series. And then the following year, like I told you, man, he gets swept in 2016. Okay, they fire McHale. But then you get D'Antoni last year, and you see what happened. Game 6. What did Jonathan Simmons and Kawhi Leonard do? They shut him completely out. Now the same things happen now, where he goes cold. Why? Because he can't do what he used to do. So that's James Harden. James Harden can't get his way. He just shuts out. So that's just it, man. That's just the video, man. So the reason why we're seeing Golden State in Cleveland for a second time in a row, because for one, Golden State, because Boston is still young. They went through too many injuries. Kyrie Irving didn't play. And then for the Rockets case, it's just James Harden just not that guy. He just ain't. Okay? That's what I'm saying. The only real reason why the reason why Harden was able to go to the Thunder, get to the finals that one year, because of Kevin Durant, Russell Westbrook. You had Scott Brooks, who was an excellent coach. You had Ibaka. Okay? You had Ibaka. You had Thabo Sefolosha, Reggie Jackson. They had an actual balanced team. You had Darren Collison. They had a squad. Okay? You had 2 other guys who were just in the top of their prime, top of the league then. That's why the Thunder was able to get to the finals then, because all 3 of those guys were together. It was a different time. Now, individually, now you see how real they are. The only thing that separates Durant from Harden and Westbrook, because he's just on a better team. But Harden and Westbrook by themselves proved that they can't get to the finals by themselves. And now you've seen it. Westbrook, Harden, and Durant, they needed each other. Matter of fact, had Harden never left, if the Thunder would have kept Harden along with Westbrook and Durant 2 years ago, when they played Golden State, they would have beaten them. There's no doubt in my mind. They would have beaten them, and they probably would have beat Cleveland too, and then won an NBA championship. But now we'll never know that, because, you know what I'm saying, time has led them other ways. Destiny has led them in another direction. So, you know, that's just it for this video, folks. I mean, I just want y'all to know that, like, The league is what it is because there's not enough teams basically put together like Golden State. It's getting much better. And then within the next 3 or 4 years, Golden State ain't going to keep winning championships. They're going to have that time when they're going to be somebody's going to dethrone them. But that's just what it is. And as for LeBron, I mean, like I said, LeBron still got time left. LeBron is not going to retire until he's like 38, 39. He's going to play like Tom Brady. He's going to play till he's 40 years old, basically. And he can pretty much do that. The man is 33 years old, got the body of like a 27, 25-year-old. I'm going to be honest. LeBron is playing just as good as these rookies. That's the shit, man. Y'all stay blessed. Stay tuned. See you soon. And then I'll do my my finals predictions coming up. You know what I'm saying? Because I gotta give it this more time. I'm gonna let the smoke settle real quick. I know the finals should be coming up Thursday, so I'll do my predictions before then. Maybe, you know what I'm saying, tomorrow or so. But I'm gonna see how it goes game one. I'm gonna do my predictions game one, see how it goes. If I see a close game, if I see that Cleveland can definitely hang with Golden State, because I think Cleveland might have a chance because, like I said, if Zaza Pachulia and McGee, they're not playing. Iguodala's hurt. Like, Iguodala is just not, it's not looking too good for Iguodala right now. And like I said, he's another one that's been in this league over 10 years. Iguodala been playing a long time, so injuries starting to set up with him. So if Iguodala can't come back for the finals, like, Cleveland might have a chance, so I'll see after game one. Anyways, man, one love. Y'all take care. Stay blessed.